Good morning, CEO here, and today we're talking about unlikely thing. Yeah, you probably haven't heard about it, but it was this weird thing that I ran across, and I just want to talk about it called Mina the Follower. Anyway, it's an indie game, I assume. It seems like that's what it is. And we're going to talk about this weird thing that is surrounding it right now because I ran across it yesterday and was like, what is going on? So, with all that, grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax. Let's get into it, shall we? But hey, before we get started, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So hit that notification bell, hit the follow button, the subscribe button, all that good stuff. So if you want to come join us, chill out while we're just playing a video game Monday and Wednesday, go ahead and do so. And if you want to join the conversation on Friday when we talk about news like this, well, you got to do the same thing there too, and you can come join us then. I'll see you then. So effectively, I was scrolling the Twitter as one does, and I ran across this post right here. Gamers are mad at options they don't have to touch now, apparently. And I was confused. I'm just like, but what are we talking about? I don't get this. And the quote tweet is of this game, okay? There's no context to this. There's no, here's a picture of all these gamers upset about what I'm saying. No, it's just quote tweeting the game that they're apparently upset about for some reason. And I thought it was incredibly weird. So I had to click on the quote tweets and figure out what was going on, because I was like, well, surely if I do this, I'm going to find people who are upset about this game for whatever manner it is. In fact, we're going to watch this trailer real quick. So let me see if I can cue that up real quick and snap my fingers.
I'm pretty sure we have the biggest assist mode ever made. Check this out. If you're getting your butt handed to you in Mina the Hollower, you can use modifiers to make the game easier, or harder, or weirder. In the options menu, you'll find hundreds of modifiers that change all sorts of things. Need a little breathing room? Just reduce the game speed. Want more chances to rest? Add some extra checkpoints. Or just enable assist mode for a handy pre-selected combo of settings. But if you want an even tougher challenge, you can remove checkpoints, or make Mina take way more damage. And then there's the wacky ones, alternate palettes, super jumping, and hundreds more to discover. It's your game. Do whatever you want with it in Mina the Hollower.
Now, regardless of how you feel about a game that looks like it belongs on the NES, sure, this looks like a cutesy little adventure game. It has all the things necessary to be a challenge mode. You know, I don't know if you've seen these kinds of people, right? Like, there's this whole challenge community essentially out there who they make all these arbitrary rules for themselves when they play games to up the difficulty because they've played the game 1,000 times, right? That's why you have things like Nuzlocke and Pokemon and stuff like that. You know, all these arbitrary rules. And here we got a game that essentially just has it baked in. So you can make the challenge run whatever you want. Want to have just get as far as you can on 1 HP? Yep, we got that. You want to make everything harder? We got that. You want to make everything easier? You got that too. And for the most part, I don't mind when people make things easier. So when I saw this stuff, people complaining about that, I could only assume that they are referencing things like Demon Souls, right? Like Elden Ring, Souls-likes, those sort of games, because when it comes to those games are designed to be hard, okay? And then you have the journalists out there coming out and saying, where's our easy mode? We need an easy mode. This game is just too hard and casual players just can't handle it. You know, things like that. And then there's of course always pushback by the players. It's like, it doesn't need that. Stop that. Shut up. You're an idiot. Get out of here, tourist. Right? So I can only assume that that's what they're referencing for the most part, but they're projecting all that onto this game that has nothing to do with it for the most part. It's like, this is a game that's going to come and go. Nobody's going to really pay attention to it except for, you know, certain people, and it's going to, you know, be in that little realm and then challenge players or whatever. I don't even know what to call those people who do a lot of challenge run type stuff. They're going to pick it up maybe, and they're going to have a filled day with the myriad amount of different options there are. So I went and I looked, and this is what I started seeing. People are having a tantrum over a game having options. You don't have to try on easy mode. The intended way to play is default, but change it if you like. Is it that hard to understand? Are cheat codes in a game truly controversial? It's wild to see pushback on a built-in modifiers when cheats have existed forever. We crafted a finely tuned, balanced core experience in Mina the Hollower. That's intended way to play. We also recognize some players want to experience their games their own way. Yada yada. There was more. That tweet, I ain't going. I'm bored. That anyway, heartbreaking. The game you're looking forward to suddenly turns into a victim of the gaming discourse by the stupidest, most brain-dead people ever, freaking out over the most trivial of controversies. Devs, we implemented hundreds of modifiers to let you tailor the game to your tastes, facilitating both casual playthroughs and wild range of weird and difficult challenge runs. Hardcore gamers, first of all, how dare you? And I actually, is that Mother's Basement? Like, is that who that is? MB? I hadn't seen him in a hot minute, and I definitely don't agree with him on a lot of stuff, but I do kind of agree with him on this one. But yeah, see, that's in the quote tweets. Like, that is what I was bombarded with first, is all of those quote tweets, and I could not find, and more. There's more. That was just a few I picked out randomly, and I had to scroll and scroll and scroll just to find anything where somebody might be pushing back against this game, because they all did the same thing. It was weird. It was like this entire hate boner for this game was being astroturfed by all these people for the most part, where if they all collectively start shouting that people are upset about this game, finally somebody's going to come out of the woodwork and go, yep, see, I don't like that game. So they can then go, yeah, there's the guy, there's one, I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And then I finally found one, right? And it's not really like a hate on the game. And in fact, I thought it was a meme for the most part. Probably saw all these other things and was like, oh yeah, I can meme that. Low key, this presents an accessibility issue for me as someone with autism and ADHD who can suffer from severe choice paralysis. Like, the pressure of these choices will actually negatively impact my experience because I'm going to be agonizing over it if I made the right decision. Well, so I thought maybe it was a meme, but if you scroll down, Nate's here explains that he or she is not actually memeing. She's actually quite serious. And I'm just like, okay, sure. Anyhow. So I'm not sure if that's a meme or not. So then you have other ones. It's like, this one just says dog shit. That's it. That's all it says. And I don't know. That's all that says. And again, it's one of those accounts that don't have many followers to it or anything. But it has actually less interaction than the other one, I think. Now that I think about it. That's all it says, and it's also not English. It's from like Bulgaria or something like that. I think is where the account is actually from. Yeah, Bulgaria. But aside from that, then I found this one here. One day, Yacht Club Games will release an empty game and tell his fans to imagine the balance. They'll be like, I see it. This one, same thing. It's like complete nobody. 66 followers, just a complete nobody like myself, right? And they've got quite a bit of play with this, a little bit of play, I guess, with this. But those are like the only 3 people I could find upset, and nobody quote tweeted them either. I mean, granted, they do have a quote tweet somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry, I checked one. There's one quote tweet. Normal people. Wow, an easy mode option. Personally, I won't enable it, but I appreciate having the option for those who need it. It really does feel like that these people are trying to astroturf this complete controversy over easy mode because they're always butthurt about Souls-like games and they're non-easy mode. So when they come out and say it needs an easy mode because, you know, Mother's Basement can't get past the first boss or something like that, you know, they get all butthurt when the gamers collectively look at them and tell them to shut the fuck up, go sit down somewhere, nobody needs you in this conversation. And that's where we are today. Anyway, this was just a weird thing I just happened to have noticed. I wanted to look through it real quick and I guess, you know, share it with everybody else because why not? Because I don't know what else to say at this point. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I mean, when it comes to me, I think I've made myself pretty clear that I don't really care that a new IP has a laundry list of options that you can modify the game however you want to run any challenge mode that you want to run with it, or not run a challenge mode with it. I mean, that's totally up to you, of course. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will talk to you later. See ya.